created the greatest football competition on earth, the World Cup of Leagues. Now, in this competition, players represent the league and country they play in, not the country they are from. All the best players from all the clubs in that league and country come together to make one full squad, and they represent that nation. Just to give you an example how cool this will be, Mohamed Salah will not represent Egypt, he will represent England because he plays in England for Liverpool. So let me introduce you to the 16 nations and leagues that are participating in this competition. But before we do that, please hit the like button for me, guys. Please hit the subscribe button if you are new here. The World Cup of Leagues, let's go. The first team and country on the list is, of course, the Premier League, and it will be represented by Manchester City and England, and all the players are just absolutely ridiculous. This lineup is insane. Son, Haaland, and Salah up front, De Bruyne, Silva, Rodri in the midfield, Robertson, Diaz, Van Dijk, Trent Alexander-Arnold, and Alisson in nets with the bench of Saka, Casemiro, Odegaard, Fernandes, Saliba, Foden, Rice, and even the reserves are absolutely incredible. Even Jack Grealish is here, Gabriel is here, John Stones, James Maddison, Thiago Silva, Jota, and Nkunku, Luke Shaw, Kyle Walker, Moussa Diaby, Luis Diaz, you name them, they are here. Germany will be represented by Bayern Munich, of course, and all the players in Germany, and of course it is, a lot of it is just Bayern Munich players. Some Borussia Dortmund players, Harry Kane, Musiala, Koeman, Kimmich, Goretzka, Sané, Alphonso Davies, De Ligt, Kim Min-jae, Grimaldo, and Neuer in nets, and the bench, Hummels, Openda, Müller, Leimer, Danny Olmo from RB Leipzig, Wirtz from Bayer Leverkusen, Julian Brandt is here, Schüle, Gnabry, Guerrero, Royce, Upamecano, Hofmann, Ginter, Orban, Xhaka. That is an insane lineup as well. Off to France we go, and PSG will be representing France and all the players that play in France. The front three, of course, of Mbappe, Kolo Muani, Dembele. That is very, very quality. The midfield of Ugarte, Vitinha, Kondogbia, not bad. The back line of Hernandez, Skriniar, Marquinhos, Hakimi, also pretty good. Donnarumma and nets. The benches and the reserves, I find it's just mediocre because there's a lot of 80 players. Like, look at all the 80s. Just 80s all around. A few 82s. Marco Asensio is the best bench player. Kimpembe is here. Ruiz is here. Alexander Lacazette, Wissam Ben Yeddo, Bourigeaud, Terrier, Klaus and Mendes, Keylor Navas, of course, is the backup. But everyone else is kind of just okay. From France, we are going to Italy, and AC Milan will be representing all the Italian players in this competition. And honestly, this lineup is very, very stacked. Probably comparable to the German squad and the English squad. Rafael Leao, Victor Osimhen, Kvicha Kvaratskhelia, Paulo Dybala, Barella, Çalhanoğlu, Bastoni, Di Lorenzo, Hernandez, Di Marco, Mike Maignan in nets, and the benches of Ciro Immobile, Martinez, Tomori, Chiesa, Kjaer, Adrian Rabiot, and even the reserves of Giroud and Szczesny, Pulisic, Smalling, Pellegrini, Sommer, Dusan Vlahovic, Romagnoli, and Romelu Lukaku. This team may be one of the favorites to win the entire thing. But if we're talking favorites, we also have to go to Spain and to Real Madrid that will be representing Spain and all the players that play in Spain. And this lineup, wow. Vini Jr., Robert Lewandowski, Jude Bellingham, Luka Modric, Toni Kroos, and Valverde. Rudiger, Koundé, Militao, Cancelo, Thibaut Courtois in nets. That is the starting 11. The bench, you have Antoine Griezmann, Gundogan, Rafinha, Ter Stegen, De Jong, Rodrigo, Araujo, and then the reserves of Carvajal and Fernandes and Pedri and Depay, David Alaba, Tchouameni, Marcos Llorente, Alvaro Morata, Oblak, Koke, Parejo, Joselu De Paul, Camavinga. This team is... I don't even have words to describe this team, guys. The sixth league will go to Netherlands, and it will be represented by Ajax. All the players that play in the Netherlands will play for Ajax in this video. And honestly, this team, it's not as good as the top 5 that we just discussed, but it's still pretty good. If Irving Lozano, Santiago Jimenez, Berghaus, Veerman, Klasi, Van de Boom, Hansko, Sutalo, Gertruida, Sosa, Rulli, and nets, that's the starting 11. It's a pretty strong starting 11. And then the bench, you got obviously De Jong, you have Pavlidis, who's absolutely tearing it up. Steven Bergwijn is there, Noah Lang, Bakayoko, and some reserves are Sugawara, Weifer, Brabi, Matt Ryan, Chuba Akpom, Serginho Dest, etc, etc, etc. Either way, I don't know, maybe Netherlands could be like a dark horse in this tournament. Another dark horse in a World Cup of Leagues, I think, could be Portugal, and Benfica will represent Portugal and all the players that play in Portugal. This starting 11 is pretty strong. Mehdi Taremi, Rafa, Di Maria, Al-Muzrachi, Kokchu, João Mario, Juan Bernat, Otamendi, Pepe from Porto, Ba, and Costa in nets. Again, a very strong starting 11. The bench is also pretty decent. Concalves, Horta, Morita, David Neres, Cabral, Sebastian Coates, Florentin Florentino. And then in the reserves, you have players like Marcos Edwards, obviously Victor Gyökeres, who's absolutely tearing it up for Sporting, Pepe, Evan Nielsen, Trubin, Adan Santos, Aursnes, and a couple of more. I mean, it's also a pretty good lineup. They could probably stay competitive against the top 5. For league number 8, we have to go to Turkey, and there's a lot of good players that play in Turkey, and Turkey will be represented by Galatasaray. So all the players from Turkey are now playing for Galatasaray, and honestly, this starting 11 is also pretty strong. It can cause some damage. Dzeko, Ziyech, Zaha, Tadic, Torreira, and Fred as the midfield, Angelino, Bardacci, Sanchez, Bowie, and Livakovic in nets. While on the bench, you have players like Mauro Icardi and Nicolas Pepe, Karim Demirbay, Szymanski, Visca, Bissau, Dries Mertens is on the bench, and of course in the reserves, Muslera and Karagioglu, Vincent Abubakar and Dombele, Rashid Ghazal, Cedric Bakambu is here. Definitely strong. Maybe an underdog as well. League number 9, we're gonna go to Belgium, and Belgium will be represented by Club Bruges. And this lineup, I mean, it's okay. It's a little bit of a fall off though from all the previous ones that we've talked about. They have players like Thorgan Hazard and Hans Van Aken, Skov Olsen, Delaney, former Borussia Dortmund man, I believe, Toby Alderweireld at the end of his career, Vertonghen obviously also at the end of his career, Kasper Schmeichel also at the end of his career. He's in nets. It's a decent starting 11. You have Dessart on the bench. You have Vincent Janssen on the bench. I mean, they could probably still stay competitive, and even in the reserves, you have guys like Simon Mignolet, obviously a legendary goalkeeper. I mean, it's all right. Maybe they can get past the group stage matches. Maybe they can cause some surprises. League number 10, we're heading to Scotland, and Scotland will be represented by Celtic. All the players that currently play in the Scottish Premiership, the best players, are now playing for Celtic, and honestly, this wasn't really tough to make because most of the players, they come from Rangers or Celtic. There's a couple of players from Aberdeen and a couple of players from Hearts, but as you can see by the starting 11, I mean, will this team do some damage? Maybe. They have McGregor and Furuhashi. Maeda is okay. Tavernier is okay. Cameron Carter's-Vickers with Connor Goldson. Jack Butland. I mean, the bench is also Raskin and Shankland, Alistair Johnston, Danilo, Todd Cantwell, former Norwich City player, I believe. And I mean, that's pretty much it. That really is pretty much it. Poland will also have a team that will participate. Poland will be represented by Lech Poznan, and they are definitely below even the Scottish Premiership. The most popular player is, of course, Lukas Podolski. Yes, he's still playing. Yes, he's 38 years old. Yes, he's one of the highest rated players on the team still. So you got Podolski, you have Josue, who is also okay. You have Ishak, who's also seen some time in other places in Europe. You have Golizadeh, the Iranian international. He's okay. But as you can see, the rest is just like a bunch of 70s and 71s. Other than that, just probably mediocre. Now, what about Denmark? Yes, Denmark will have a team participate, and Denmark will be represented by FC Copenhagen. Definitely better than the Polish side. I'd say probably on par with the Scottish Premiership. Elianusi, Clayson, Evjen, Daniel Wass, Olsen, Falk is here, Rasmussen, Ingeson, Mailing, Vitaly Yallard, Grabara in nets, the Polish international goalkeeper. He's actually very good. Probably should be a little bit higher rated in my opinion. The bench is okay. They got Gylfi Sigurdsson here. Dykes, Omuyifanfo is here, Diego Concalves, and the reserves are, I mean, okay, Jonas Losel, decent, and the rest are like, you know, decent side, I would say. Decent side. Can they win the competition? Probably not, but maybe they can win a game or two. Again, maybe an upset team. We will also go to Austria, and Austria will be represented by RB Salzburg. All the best players in the Austrian Bundesliga are playing for RB Salzburg, and this team, I mean, there's really not much to talk about here. Fernando and Koita, 73, 75 rated up front. Oscar Gluck, he's probably their best player, 19-year-old central attacking midfielder. He's pretty decent. Pavlovic is okay. He is the Croatian or Serbian international. Let me check here. Serbian international. Sorry, I didn't mean to cause any problems. I don't think this team has any chance of winning anything, but again, maybe they could be a dark horse. Maybe they could cause some upsets. Switzerland will be represented by FC Basel, and I think it's the same story as the Austrian Bundesliga, just probably not good enough, to be honest with you. And Same and Max Meyer are here. Probably not good enough to compete with all the big boys. And then the substitutes, as you can see, just mediocre. Cedric Itten is here. I would say he's like a failed wonder kid, if that's what you would call him. But again, maybe the same thing. Maybe they can win a game. Maybe they can cause some heartbreaks. So you've seen 14 squads, but we have 2 more squads remaining. And yeah, this is a World Cup of leagues. It's not Euros, so we can have teams outside of Europe in this competition. And of course, how can we forget? Well, we didn't forget. We are going to the MLS. The United States of America will have a representative representative, and they will be represented by none other than Inter Miami. So all the best players in the MLS now play for Inter Miami. Let me show you this lineup. Luis Suarez, Thiago Almada, Lionel Messi, and Emil Forsberg as your front four. Pretty decent, guys. Sergio Busquets and Hector Herrera in the midfield. Also pretty decent, I would say. The only worry that I have is their back line. Jordi Alba, but then you have Walker Zimmerman, Matt Miazga, who's only 73 rated, and Santiago Arias, who's coming to the end of his career as well. He's from Colombia. The bench is also pretty good, but no high defenders. The highest center back, Eric Sviatchenko. I believe he played at Celtic back in the day. I think he's a former Celtic player, but you have players like Lorenzo Insigne, and Hani Mukhtar is here. Buanga, Ieramendi is here. You know, there's some decent players. There's just not enough good defenders. So I think defensively, this team will have a problem. Offensively, I don't think they have a problem whatsoever. And for the last and final team, the last and final nation, if we are putting in the United States of America with Lionel Messi, we have to put in Saudi Arabia with Cristiano Ronaldo, right? Saudi Arabia will be playing in this tournament. They will be represented by none other than Al Nassr. All the players that play in Saudi Arabia currently, the best ones, are now playing for Al Nassr. This lineup might be the favorite to win this entire competition, guys. I'll be honest with you, this lineup is absolutely insane. To start off, we're gonna have Ronaldo and Benzema as the center forward slash cam, Neymar on the left-hand side, Mahrez on the right-hand side, Conte and Milinkovic-Savic in the midfield, Tejas, Laporte, Koulibaly, and Abdul Hamid as the right back. There's really not any good right backs that play in Saudi Arabia. He's the highest rated right back in Saudi Arabia. And Bono, of course, is in nets. If you take a look at the bench, Carrasco, Brozovic, Fabinho, Otavio, Demiral, Sadio Mane is on the bench, Neves is on the bench, and then the reserves of Bobby Firmino and Frank Kessie, Talisca, Mitrovic, Romarinho, Malcolm, Ospina, Alain Saint-Maximin, Ever Banega, Fofana, Demarai Gray, Mendy, Ibanez, Wijnaldum, Moussa Dembele, and Stanciu. I mean, this team is also just absolutely ridiculous. Like I said, they might be one of the favorites to win this competition. I wouldn't be surprised if they did win because, like, this team is stacked. This team is absolutely stacked. So now that you've seen and know all our 16 representatives in our League World Cup, we have to seed all of them into 4 groups of 4. And today, guys, we are going to be using the lucky pot of gold because I think a lot of these teams will need some luck. Now, you know that the pot of gold has never disappointed us, and I think today it won't disappoint us either. So let's find our first 4 contestants for Group A via the pot of gold. Lucky pot of gold. Please give us 4 teams. Who are they? Benfica and Portugal, PSG with France, FC Copenhagen with Denmark, and RB Salzburg, aka Austria. I really like this group a lot. Okay, so we know our Group A. Let's find 4 contestants for Group B. Lucky pot of gold, don't disappoint us. Manchester City, aka England, Real Madrid, aka Spain, Inter Miami, aka USA, and Galatasaray, aka Turkey. Wow, we are off to a good start with Group A and B. We need 4 clubs for Group C. What do we got? Lucky pot of gold. Ajax with Netherlands, Club Brugge with Belgium, Bayern Munich with Germany, and Lech Poznan with Poland. So now we need the last 4 teams for Group D, and this one will have Al Nassr in it. Now, I don't remember who we're missing and who we're not missing. Oh yeah, we're gonna have Al Nassr with Saudi Arabia, AC Milan with Italy, Celtic with Scotland, and Basel with Switzerland. Saudi Arabia and Italy probably the favorites. Scotland and Switzerland, maybe they could pull off an upset. Maybe they can make a fairy tale run of some sort. Maybe they can play spoiler. I don't know. All right, guys, all our 16 participants of our League World Cup have been seated in their 4 groups of 4, just like the pot of gold has given them to us, and we are going to the end of the group stage matches. Now, the group stage matches, because this is a League World Cup, it will work just like the World Cup. They will only play each other once, not twice like in the Champions League. So every single team only gets 3 group stage matches, and in the knockouts, it is also a 1-game playoff. Not a back-to-back, not a home and away, just like in the Champions League, but just like in the World Cup. You want to be the best league in the world, you got to make it count when it matters. There's no home and away stuff, so you can catch up on the second leg. You want to win, you got to win. If you lose, you're eliminated. Our League World Cup group stage matches are over. Let's go through every single group to see which league is moving into the quarterfinals and which leagues are going home empty-handed. In Group A, it was Benfica with Portugal that topped the group. The Portuguese League, 6 points. They are in first. They are progressing. And then Ligue, PSG with France, they came in second. Denmark with FC Copenhagen, actually a close third, only 1 point behind PSG in France. And Austria with RB Salzburg, they were probably never getting out of this group. They are eliminated on 1 point with Denmark. Group B was our group of death. It was Spain, England, Turkey, and USA. Real Madrid Madrid, Man City, Galatasaray, and Inter Miami in this group. Spain with Real Madrid and Jude Bellingham, they topped the group on 6 points. Manchester City with England right behind them, also on 6 points. Turkey with Galatasaray, unfortunately they were close but not close enough, on 3 points. And Inter Miami with USA and Lionel Messi and Sergio Busquets, also close but not close enough, also on 3 points. So Turkey and USA are eliminated. Spain and England are progressing. Group C, it was Germany with Bayern Munich that topped it on 9 points. They won every single match. But then Ajax with Netherlands, they came in second on 6 points. Belgium with Club Brugge, they performed admirably. They did win a match. While Lech Poznan with Poland, they were just not good enough. They were probably never getting out of this group. We thought maybe they could play spoiler, but that wasn't the case. They lost every single match, scoring only 1 goal and conceding 9. Finished on 9 points. So Belgium and Poland are eliminated. Germany and Netherlands are in the quarterfinals. And then finally we come to Group D, where we have one surprise. Out of all the groups, I think we have one big surprise, and it comes from this group. AC Milan with Italy, they topped the group on 7 points. But then Scotland, the Scottish Premiership with Celtic, they squeezed by Al Nassr and Saudi Arabia on 5 points. Al Nassr in third on 4 points. So we have Messi is eliminated. Now Ronaldo with Saudi Arabia is also eliminated. And of course, Switzerland and Basel 0-3. They were just as bad as Lech Poznan with Poland. But Celtic and the Scottish Premiership, they are in the quarterfinals, and Saudi Arabia, that stacked Saudi Arabia team that we thought in the beginning of the video could possibly win it all, they are going home. So in our quarterfinals, the last 8, it will be Benfica, aka Portugal, taking on Ajax and Netherlands. AC Milan and Italy, Serie A, will take on Man City and England, the Premier League. Bayern Munich and the Bundesliga will take on the Scottish Premiership. And Scotland, they have a large mountain to climb. Honestly, I don't know if they can beat out the Bundesliga side. And then we have Spain with Real Madrid taking on France, Ligue and PSG. Another insane matchup. But remember, it is only a 1-game knockout, so you never know what's gonna happen. Maybe Celtic could do it. I don't know. We just talked about how it's a 1-game knockout just like it is in the World Cup, and miracles happen, and we have some miracles that did happen. First of all, Benfica, aka Portugal, versus Ajax and Netherlands, the Eredivisie. It was Benfica 1-0. So the Eredivisie with Ajax, they are going home in the quarterfinals, and the Portuguese League, they are moving into the last 4, the semifinals. Serie A with AC Milan versus the Premier League and Manchester City, it went to penalties. It was 3-3, went to penalties, 4-3 on penalties for Serie A and AC Milan. The Premier League Man City squad, they are eliminated. Unbelievable. I actually can't believe that. I thought they were one of the favorites, but then we did see the Serie A team, the Italian side. They're also very, very good. And then we come to the Scottish Premiership with Celtic versus Bayern Munich and the Bundesliga, and miracles happen. 1-0 for Celtic, 1-0 for the Scottish Premiership, 1-game knockout. Bayern Munich and the Bundesliga are eliminated. What is FC24 doing to us here? And our last matchup, La Liga with Real Madrid and Spain versus Ligue and PSG and France, 2-1 for La Liga and Real Madrid and Spain. So PSG and France, they're also eliminated in the quarterfinals. So our last 4 remaining leagues in our League World Cup, it will be Benfica with Portugal versus Serie A and AC Milan. Celtic and Scotland and the Scottish Premiership, they're somehow still in this competition. They will face Spain and La Liga with Real Madrid. There is no way they're getting by this club. There's just no way. It's not happening, is it? Our League World Cup semifinals are over, guys. We have Portugal versus Italy, Benfica versus AC Milan, Liga Portugal versus Serie A. Our first finalist will be Benfica. Yes, with Liga Portugal is gonna be in our League World Cup final. They took care of Serie A and AC Milan 2-1. And then we come to the miracle side, the Scottish Premiership. Scotland with Celtic taking on La Liga and Real Madrid. It was very, very close, but unfortunately, Celtic's run does come to an end, guys. I mean, they went all the way to the semifinals according to FC24. Somehow they beat all these teams, but they did lose to La Liga, Spain, and Real Madrid. Which means our League World Cup final, it will be Portugal Portugal with Liga Portugal and Benfica against La Liga, Spain, and Real Madrid. Oh, and by the way, if you want to see the top goal scorers in our League World Cup before we head into this final, it is Robert Lewandowski with Real Madrid, 5 goals in 5 matches. Paulo Dybala was also up there for AC Milan and Serie A with 4 goals in 5 matches. Benzema was up there. Was for FC Copenhagen and Denmark was up there. Do we have any Celtic players? Maeda, 3 goals in 5 matches. Anybody else? Palma also had 2 goals in 5 matches. Celtic basically relied on defense. Here we go, the League World Cup final. We are at the Donbass Arena in Ukraine, guys. It is La Liga and Real Madrid in Spain versus Benfica, Liga Portugal, and Portugal. Yeah, it is kickoff time. Real Madrid, aka La Liga, is in the white, obviously, and Benfica, aka Portugal, Liga Portugal, is in their red and white shorts. Lewandowski, the tournament's highest goal scorer so far. This stadium is packed and it is buzzing. Vinny, imagine Vinny and Lewandowski playing together. Toni Kroos, shot. Cancelo, Costa with a save. Wow. Rudiger, holding on to the ball. Back to Modric. Modric, Toni Kroos. Kroos inside to Valverde. It should be a goal. It is. It's going to be 1-0. 1-0 for La Liga, Spain, and Real Madrid early on. 12 minutes in. What a beautiful goal. Beautifully worked. João Mario. Benfica going forward. Nice pass. Nice outlet pass to Kokchu. Kokchu inside. And it will be a corner. Benfica, they're trying to respond. It will be taken by none other than Angel Di Maria. Di Maria inside the box. It is out by Valverde. As far as João Mario, back to Di Maria. Inside, one touch to Rafa. Rafa. Taremi with the shot. Block. Rafa. Oh! It's all square. Even Stevens. What a goal by Rafa. Taremi's shot was blocked, and then Rafa on one touch. Oh my! Courtois got no chance. What a goal, what a strike. It's 1-1. Di Maria for Benfica and Liga Portugal. We see Militao making, no, that's Al Musrati making the run. Into the box to Koundé. Koundé is there. Vinny, Lewandowski, one touch to Cancelo. João Cancelo carrying forward. What's he gonna do with it? We are in stoppage time now. Luka Modric. Holding on to the ball. Toni Kroos. Is there a shot? Vinny. Valverde. Oh my! Oh my! Federico Valverde. Are you kidding me, bro? That is Real Madrid class. That is an absolute masterpiece of a goal. Look at this. Quick touch, quick pass. Bam, bam. Oh my, low, hard, right past Diogo Costa. No chance whatsoever. That is power and precision. Oh, yeah, that is beautiful. That is a beautiful goal. 2-1. And halftime is called. What a match on our hands, guys. What a final. League World Cup is not disappointing. Second half underway. Taremi kicks off for Portugal, Benfica, and Liga Portugal. I think that's how you say it. Is it Liga Portugal? Some Portuguese speakers in the comments, please let me know if I'm saying it right. Liga Portugal, right? Bellingham, beautiful to Lewandowski. Back to Bellingham. What's he going to do with it? He's surrounded. Al Musrati does well, though, but not well enough. Modric, there's still play here for Real Madrid. Koundé, how does that go in? How does that go in from Jules Koundé? It is Jules Koundé. He pinches in, and he toe pokes the ball into the net. It was a toe poke. That was not a nice goal whatsoever. Look, it was nice passing. And the layoff was nice, but look, he lost it there, and he just toe poked it. He toe poked it. He took too heavy of a touch, so... toe poke. He's oh, you gotta do better, goalkeeper. You gotta do better there, man. 3-1 La Liga and Spain and Real Madrid. There's still time for Benfica and Liga Portugal to do some things here, possibly. Wow, Rafa does excellent. Rafa lays it off to Di Maria. Is it 3-2? It's 3-2. Oh my! What a goal. What a move by Rafa. What a final we're having here. What's happening? This is an unbelievable game. Rafa did excellent. He did absolutely brilliant. And Di Maria outside footer. I mean, Courtois, no goalkeeper's getting to that one. It's just too wide. It is 3-2 and it's game on. Our League World Cup final is definitely not disappointing us, guys. Okay, Modric just kicks it to nobody. What just happened? What was that? Modric just kicked it to Benfica and Lewandowski just outran Otamendi. Otamendi, Nicholas, what are you doing, bro? Do you not feel him on your back? Lewandowski was right there. It's all of a sudden 4-2. We have a 6-goal thriller. Valverde, Cruz. I mean, this is a clinic. This is an absolute clinic by Real Madrid. We're still in stoppage time. They're looking for another goal. They're not giving up the ball whatsoever. We're still continuing here. There it is. Bah. Finally, the whistle is blown. 5 minutes extra time. And La Liga, Real Madrid, and Spain are your League World Cup champions. They absolutely smashed Benfica, guys. So is La Liga the best league in the world? According to this video, it is. Apparently, it has the best players in the world. That is very you can't argue with that, can you? I mean, this team has a lot of quality. This Real Madrid La Liga side is brilliant. They are quality top to bottom. Luka Modric, the captain, will lift this trophy for Spain, for Real Madrid, and for La Liga. Guys, you also have to show some love, of course, to the Portuguese League. They apparently are the second best league, according to FC24 in this video. They went extremely far, all the way to the final. And then, of course, we have to mention Celtic, Scotland, and the Scottish Premiership. No one even thought they would get out of their group, but they did. They went all the way to the semis. So congratulations to you guys. As always, thank you very much for watching, my friends. Take care of yourselves, take care of each other, stay happy, stay healthy, and I'll see you guys in the next video. If you have any other cool ideas that you want to see on the channel, comment them down below, and I'll see you guys soon. Peace, 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 peace. La Liga is the best league in the world. Peace.